Welcome. Today we're looking at the top 5 rare United States of America 1-cent coins, each found in different conditions and with different mint marks that make them highly collectible and valuable. From early wheat pennies to scarce Lincoln Memorial varieties, certain cents become worth big money when they have low mintages, special mint marks like D, S, or no mint mark at all, and when they survive in high-grade or even circulated condition with strong details. These rare pennies can turn an ordinary pocket find into a surprising treasure. Let's get started. First up, the United States of America 1-cent coin from 1973 with a D mint mark, found in circulated condition. This classic Lincoln penny has a lot of history behind it, and even in circulated form, it is a meaningful piece for collectors. The 1973 D Lincoln cent was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the most active coin-producing facilities in America. The small D mint mark on the obverse, just below the date, helps us identify its origin. This mint mark is an important detail for collectors building full penny sets. This coin is part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial cent series, which stretched from 1959 to 2008. That makes the 1973 D penny a mid-era example of this iconic design, combining historic appeal with modern accessibility. The obverse of the coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. After decades of circulation, the fine details in Lincoln's hair, coat, and facial features typically become smoothed out, and that is exactly what we see in circulated examples. In circulated condition, your coin will show noticeable wear from years of use. The high points of Lincoln's hair are often flat, the cheekbone may appear smooth, and the jawline may blend softly into the surrounding field. These signs of wear are normal and expected. The color of the coin in circulated condition often appears darker than a freshly minted penny. You might see brown, deep chocolate, or even darker patches across the surface. This natural toning helps confirm the coin has not been cleaned or altered. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1973 remain readable, though sometimes the edges of the letters become thin or softened. The mint mark D is usually still clear, though slightly worn from handling. Turning to the reverse, we find the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This building has been a familiar sight on U.S. pennies for almost 50 years. On circulated examples, the steps of the memorial often lose their sharpness and blend into the design. The columns of the memorial also show wear, appearing less defined compared to uncirculated examples. Despite this, the structure remains clearly identifiable, keeping the design visually strong even in circulated condition. The words "United States of America" and "1 cent" still stand out prominently on most examples. Even with heavy circulation, these bold letters are designed to withstand wear and remain readable for decades. The color tones on circulated pennies vary widely because of copper's natural tendency to oxidize. This can include shades of red-brown, light brown, dark brown, or even almost black areas. Each color tone tells a story about the environments the coin has passed through. The edge of the coin is smooth, as all U.S. cents are. Over many years of use, the rim becomes slightly flattened or uneven. This type of wear is common and adds character to circulated coins. 1-cent coins from the 1970s were made of 95% copper, unlike modern zinc pennies. This copper composition makes them heavier and more durable, contributing to their ability to survive many decades in circulation while still retaining key design elements. The 1973 D penny had a large mintage, meaning millions were produced. Even so, collectors still take interest in this date because copper cents are increasingly removed from circulation as people save them for their metal value or collection albums. While circulated examples like yours are not rare, they remain important for collectors who enjoy completing year-end mint sets. Many collectors prefer naturally worn coins over artificially cleaned ones because original surfaces preserve the coin's authenticity. Your circulated 1973 D penny may show contact marks, tiny scratches, and small dents. These imperfections are typical and reflect years of real use. Each mark represents a moment in history the coin experienced. Coins like this have passed through countless hands, perhaps through cash registers, store counters, pockets, wallets, and jars. Every worn detail is a reminder of the everyday life this coin touched. Even though the coin is common, certain era varieties from 1973 can be worth far more. Collectors look for double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and clipped planchets. Any such error transforms a regular penny into a valuable find. The circulated condition of your coin helps new collectors learn how to grade coins properly. Comparing your penny to fine, very fine, or uncirculated examples is a great way to understand how wear progresses over time. The Denver Mint produced billions of coins during the 1970s, and the 1973 D penny is a great representation of American minting standards from that era. Your coin reflects the craftsmanship of that time, even with its circulated wear. On circulated examples, the fields, the flat areas around the portrait and design, often show the most scratches and marks. These are normal signs of use and help confirm the authenticity of a circulated coin. Copper coins tend to age gracefully, developing tones that give them personality. Your 1973 D penny carries this charm through its darker coloring and worn surfaces, showing its long journey through American commerce. Collectors often save these coins for sentimental reasons too. Pennies from the 1970s hold nostalgic value for many people who grew up during that time or remember using these coins in everyday purchases. This penny also connects you to earlier U.S. history. Lincoln has been featured on the cent since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. Your coin is part of this long and meaningful tradition. The durability of copper means your penny likely has decades more life ahead of it if preserved properly. Placing it in a coin flip or sleeve will help prevent further wear and protect it for future reference. Even though circulated pennies aren't high-value items, they are excellent teaching tools. They help collectors understand mint marks, production years, and the evolution of U.S. coinage. This makes them an important part of any coin collection. As you study the details of your 1973 D penny, you'll notice how the design holds up even after heavy circulation. American coin designers crafted coins to withstand decades of use, and this penny proves it. This coin also encourages collectors to check every penny carefully. Sometimes the most valuable finds start with an ordinary-looking copper coin. Hidden errors can turn a circulated penny into something worth much more. Copper cents like this are slowly disappearing from circulation. Many people save them for their metal content, while others keep them as part of complete date sets. Finding one today feels like discovering a small treasure from the past. Next up, United States of America 1 cent coin from 1975, a small piece of history that many collectors appreciate, especially when it comes in circulated condition and without a mint mark. Even though it may look common at first glance, this penny has some interesting details worth exploring. So let's dive deep into everything that makes the 1975 no mint mark penny unique and what collectors look for when evaluating it. The 1975 Lincoln cent was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why the coin does not feature any mint mark. During this time, most Philadelphia coins were made without a letter. This is why many 1975 pennies appear just like this one, plain under the date, but still full of character when examined closely. This coin belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 until 2008. The design on the obverse features the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, created by Victor David Brenner. His profile has been on the penny since 1909 and remains one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. When you flip the coin to the reverse side, you'll find the famous Lincoln Memorial design created by Frank Gasparo. Even in circulated condition, you can often still spot the tiny statue of Lincoln sitting inside, a detail that many people don't notice until they examine the coin closely. The 1975 penny was minted in huge numbers, with billions produced in total. Because of this, a typical coin in circulated condition is usually not considered rare, but collectors still enjoy them for their historical value and as part of complete date sets showing the evolution of the series. In circulated condition, the coin shows natural signs of wear, including fading details on Lincoln's hair and coat, along with smoothing of the lettering and the memorial columns on the reverse. For many collectors, these signs of wear tell the story of how far the coin has traveled. The color of a circulated 1975 penny often changes over time due to oxidation and handling. You might see brown, dark brown, reddish brown, or even mixed tones, all of which are completely normal for an older copper coin that has been in circulation for decades. This coin is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, as it was produced before the 1982 switch to mostly zinc cents. Because of the higher copper content, these older pennies tend to darken naturally and develop unique tones depending on storage and environmental exposure. Collectors usually evaluate circulated coins based on the clarity of the date, the sharpness of Lincoln's image, and the condition of the reverse features such as the steps, columns, and lettering. Even a circulated coin can be attractive if the details remain strong. When looking at a circulated 1975 penny, one of the first things people check is whether the rim is fully visible and if the edges are worn evenly. A strong rim helps the coin look more complete and desirable compared to heavily worn examples. Even though this coin is common, certain errors or variations can make a 1975 penny more valuable. Collectors sometimes look for die cracks, double dies, or struck-through errors, which can dramatically increase value depending on rarity and visibility. The absence of a mint mark does not necessarily make the coin rare, but it does help identify it as a Philadelphia coin, which is important for anyone creating a full collection of coins separated by mint and year. A circulated coin like this one has likely passed through many hands over the years, making it a small witness to decades of everyday life. This sense of history is part of what makes older pennies enjoyable to study and collect. Even though the coin's value in circulated condition may be small, it still holds interest for modern collectors who enjoy finding clean, well-preserved examples. For many beginners, the 1975 penny is a great starting point. Some collectors enjoy comparing circulated coins with uncirculated or proof versions of the same year to better understand the differences in texture, shine, and detail. Doing this makes it easier to spot special qualities in circulated coins. If you look closely at the lettering on your circulated 1975 penny, you may notice how the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date show signs of wear depending on how often the coin was handled. These small differences make each coin unique. The reverse side also shows interesting details. The memorial columns may appear softer or less sharp due to years of circulation. Still, you can often make out the main structure and the central statue even when worn. Collectors often enjoy polishing their knowledge of coin grading by studying coins like this one. While cleaning is not recommended, examining natural wear patterns helps improve grading skills over time. The weight of the 1975 penny should be around 3.11 grams when new, though a circulated coin might be slightly lighter from decades of handling. Weight differences can also help detect errors or unusual pieces. Many people who find a 1975 penny in their pocket change wonder if it might be rare. While the regular version isn't rare, some special error varieties are worth more, and collectors always enjoy the thrill of searching through old coins. Coin videos like this help collectors learn what to look for, how to evaluate circulated coins, and how to determine whether a coin has any collectible premium beyond face value. Education is a big part of coin collecting. This circulated penny has probably developed a smooth texture over time. This smoothness is often felt around Lincoln's cheek, jawline, and coat, where the highest points of the design wear down first. If your coin has even wear and no deep scratches or damage, it may still be considered a nice circulated example. Collectors appreciate coins that show age naturally rather than damage from improper handling. The 1975 penny connects collectors to a specific moment in history. This was a time of economic change in the United States, and millions of these coins were used daily to buy small items, making them a symbol of everyday American life. Many collectors enjoy keeping a full run of Lincoln Memorial cents from 1959 to 2008. The 1975 penny is an essential part of that timeline, helping complete the narrative of the series. Circulated condition does not reduce the historical importance of the coin. In fact, many collectors feel that circulated coins carry more personality because they've lived through years of exchange, pockets, wallets, and circulation. Finding a 1975 penny in good circulated condition is still fun, especially for those who enjoy building affordable collections. These coins make collecting accessible for everyone. Some collectors keep circulated pennies in coin holders to protect them from further wear. Even inexpensive coins can be preserved for personal enjoyment or as part of a learning collection. The simple beauty of the Lincoln cent design is one reason these coins remain popular. Even after decades, the portrait and memorial design stand out for their strong artistic quality. This coin is a reminder that not all treasures need to be rare or expensive. Sometimes the story behind the coin, the history it represents, and the experience of collecting it bring just as much value. Studying circulated coins helps collectors appreciate the small details that distinguish one year from another, and the 1975 no-mint mark penny is a great example of a coin with plenty to examine. Next up, United States of America 1-cent coin from 1961 with a D mint mark, a classic Lincoln Memorial penny that has traveled through decades of American history. Even in circulated condition, This coin carries a unique charm and remains a favorite among collectors who appreciate vintage copper coins. The 1961 D penny was minted at the Denver Mint, which is why you see the small letter D right under the date. That tiny mark tells us exactly where this coin came from, and for collectors, it's an important detail that helps identify minting variations. This coin is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which began in 1959 and continued until 2008. On the obverse side, it features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln created by Victor David Brenner back in 1909. Even with wear from circulation, Lincoln's profile remains recognizable and meaningful. Turning to the reverse side, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Even in circulated condition, you can usually still see the outline of the building, the columns, and sometimes even the small statue of Lincoln inside if the coin hasn't worn down too much. The 1961 D penny was produced in huge numbers, over 1.7 billion coins, making it a very common piece in ordinary condition. However, collectors still value it as part of the early years of the Memorial Reverse series. Since this coin is in circulated condition, it displays natural wear from decades of use. The high points of the design, like Lincoln's cheek, jaw, and the steps of the memorial, often show the most smoothing and fading. The color of a circulated 1961 D penny can vary from reddish-brown to dark brown depending on age, storage conditions, and handling. Copper naturally oxidizes over time, which gives older pennies their characteristic brownish tones. This penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, a composition that gives it a rich appearance, especially compared to the zinc-coated pennies used after 1982. Many collectors prefer these older copper coins because of their weight, color, and durability. In circulated condition, the rim of the coin may be softer than on newer coins. Collectors often check how complete and even the rim appears, as it gives clues about how heavily the coin has been handled. Lettering like "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date can show varying degrees of wear. On some circulated examples, the letters remain bold, while on others they begin to fade, adding character and showing the coin's long journey. The D mint mark is an important identifying feature. Even if the coin has worn down, a clearly visible mint mark helps collectors categorize it properly. A strong mint mark is always a good sign for a circulated piece. While the standard 1961 D penny is common, collectors still inspect these coins carefully for potential errors. Double dies, die cracks, repunched mint marks, and other mistakes from the minting process can significantly increase value. When evaluating circulated pennies, collectors pay attention to the coin's overall eye appeal. A coin with even wear and smooth coloration often looks more attractive than one with scratches, stains, or corrosion. This 1961 D penny has likely traveled through countless hands, pockets, wallets, and cash registers. Every mark and bit of wear tells a story about the everyday life of people who used the coin decades ago. The Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse remains one of the most recognizable coin designs ever used. Even in circulated condition, the symmetry of the structure still appears prominent and appealing. Collectors often enjoy comparing circulated coins from different years to notice differences in detail strength, strike quality, and wear patterns. The 1961 D penny offers plenty of detail for beginners to study. If you inspect the coin closely, you may notice smooth areas on the coat and the hairline of Lincoln's portrait. These high points wear down first due to their raised position on the coin's surface. Even though this penny may not be rare, it remains a valuable part of American coinage history. Many collectors love assembling full year-by-year collections, and the 1961 D is a necessary piece for completing the early 1960s. A circulated coin like this one often has small scratches or marks caused by contact with other coins. These minor imperfections are typical and expected in coins that have been in use for so many years. The weight of the coin, originally around 3.11 grams, may change slightly after decades of circulation. Still, copper coins generally hold their weight better than later zinc pennies. Seeing the coin in its circulated color gives a sense of authenticity. The natural brown tone often highlights the details more subtly than a shiny, uncirculated example. Collectors appreciate circulated coins because they show real history. Rather than being stored away untouched, this coin experienced life among the people who used it daily. The 1961 D penny represents a time when copper cents were still plentiful, and people used them for everyday purchases, small snacks, stamps, and other essentials of the era. If the coin has retained clear details despite being circulated, it may still hold a small premium for collectors who want nicely preserved examples of common dates. Coins from the early 1960s often show slightly different strike qualities compared to later decades. Some coins appear sharper, while others show softer details depending on the dies used that year. The Lincoln Memorial reverse, even when worn, still reflects its iconic architecture. You may see fading on the steps or columns, but the structure remains identifiable. Many hobbyists enjoy learning coin grading using circulated pennies like this one, as the wear patterns teach them how to assess condition accurately and consistently. Even though billions were minted, finding a well-balanced circulated example with good color and even wear is still satisfying for collectors building their personal sets. The 1961 D penny carries a nostalgic feel. Holding an old copper cent gives a sense of connection to the past, reminding us how money, design, and everyday life were intertwined. This coin is a great choice for new collectors or anyone building a full Lincoln Memorial cent run, as it is affordable, common, and educational to study. A circulated piece like this one also works well in classroom collections, teaching kits, or coin albums designed to showcase American history through currency. Next up, the United States of America 1-cent coin from 1986, a Lincoln Memorial penny that has seen heavy circulation and now shows the marks of time. Even in bad condition, coins like this hold interest for collectors and hobbyists because every flaw and stain tells a story of the coin's long journey. This 1986 penny was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why you don't see any mint mark below the date. Philadelphia-produced pennies from that era commonly lack a mint mark, making the absence completely normal and expected. The coin features the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, originally designed by Victor David Brenner. On a heavily worn coin, Lincoln's face may appear faded, scratched, or lacking detail, and those signs of wear show just how long this penny has been in circulation. Turning to the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial design by Frank Gasparo is still present, but in bad condition many details may be flattened, missing, or barely visible. The steps, columns, and even the statue of Lincoln inside may be difficult to see clearly. Because this coin is in bad condition, the color is likely uneven, dark, dull, or blotchy. Staining, corrosion, spots, and discoloration can occur over time, especially on coins that have been exposed to moisture, dirt, or harsh handling. The 1986 penny is made of copper-plated zinc rather than the old copper alloy used before 1982. This means the coin has a thin copper layer over a zinc core, making it more prone to corrosion, pitting, and surface damage than earlier pennies. Wear and tear often show strongly on the high points, such as Lincoln's cheek, jaw, and hair. On a badly worn coin, these features may be almost smooth or blended into the surface. Even the lettering on the coin can appear faded or scratched. Inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date may show heavy signs of wear. On some coins in poor condition, parts of these words might be weak, chipped, or barely readable due to years of circulation. Collectors usually consider coins in bad condition as low-value pieces, but they can still be useful for study, comparison, and understanding how coins age. They also reflect the natural lifespan of everyday currency. The rim of the coin may be uneven, flattened, or partially worn away. This is very common in coins that circulated extensively and were handled roughly over time. A coin in bad condition may contain scratches, dents, tiny nicks, or even corrosion spots. These imperfections give the coin a rugged appearance and show that it has experienced a long, active life in pockets, wallets, and cash registers. Even though the design details are worn, the basic structure of the coin still remains. You can still identify Lincoln on the obverse and the memorial on the reverse, which is enough to classify the coin properly. Collectors often compare coins like this with higher-grade examples to see how wear affects the look and value of pennies over time. Coins in poor condition help beginners learn grading and evaluation techniques. The color on this penny may appear dark brown, blackish, or patchy. Zinc-based pennies commonly develop corrosion or bubbling under the copper plating, especially when exposed to moisture. If the coin has any green spots, that is usually a sign of corrosion known as verdigris. This is common on damaged copper-plated coins and is often seen on older zinc cents with heavy wear. Although the 1986 no-mint mark penny is common, it is still an important piece for those building full collections of Lincoln Memorial cents. Every year and mint mark variation tells part of the story of U.S. coinage. In bad condition, This penny often serves as an example of how quickly zinc-based coins deteriorate compared to older copper coins. This difference is one reason many collectors prefer pre-1982 pennies. The reverse design may show large areas of flatness where details have completely disappeared. The date and lettering may also have faint or missing parts, making the coin look even more aged. Handling over decades can cause dirt and grime to build up in the recessed parts of the coin, adding to its dark or dirty appearance. Many circulated zinc pennies show this kind of deep staining. Even though its condition is poor, this 1986 penny still reflects the everyday economy of its time. It passed through countless hands during a period when pennies were used frequently in daily purchases. Collectors sometimes keep extremely worn coins like this as fillers in albums when they don't yet have a better example. Later, they may upgrade the coin to one in better condition. A coin like this also shows how minting technology and metal composition influence longevity. Zinc cents rarely survive decades without showing obvious signs of corrosion or wear. Coins that have been through harsh environments may have pitted surfaces or uneven texture. These are common characteristics of zinc-based pennies stored in damp or dirty places. The 1986 Lincoln Memorial Cent remains part of the long and beloved series that spanned nearly 50 years. Even in bad condition, it represents a piece of U.S. history that circulated widely among millions of people. A worn coin like this reminds collectors that not every coin will be a perfect or valuable specimen. Many coins simply serve their purpose in daily transactions before being retired and saved by collectors. The weight of the coin, originally about 2.5 grams, may be affected by corrosion or metal loss. However, most badly worn pennies still retain enough weight to be recognized easily. Examining a coin in poor condition helps collectors develop an eye for damage versus normal wear. This skill is essential for accurate grading and evaluation of all types of coins. Even though this penny holds little monetary value, its sentimental and historical value can still be appreciated. Old coins, even worn ones, remind us of the passage of time. Coins like this often become part of bulk collections, teaching kits, or beginner projects, where condition matters less than learning and discovery. The 1986 no-mint mark penny, despite its flaws, remains a reflection of American currency as it transitioned into the modern era. Its worn appearance captures a lifetime of use and the story of countless everyday transactions. Next up, United States of America 1-cent coin from 1969 with the D mint mark, a classic Lincoln Memorial penny that has spent many years in circulation. This coin reflects decades of handling, wear, and history, making it an interesting piece for collectors and hobbyists. The 1969 D penny was minted at the Denver Mint, which produced a large number of cents that year. Because of the high mintage, many 1969 D pennies are still found in circulation, though most now show signs of age and use. Your circulated condition example fits perfectly into that category. This coin features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design originally introduced in 1909 to mark the anniversary of Lincoln's birth. After so many years of circulation, the details on the face, hair, and shoulders may appear soft, worn, or flattened. The inscriptions on the obverse, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1969, accompanied by the D mint mark, often show moderate wear in circulated coins. The letters may be slightly faded or show small scratches caused by long-term use. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial design created by Frank Gasparo stands proudly, though in circulated condition the fine architectural details often become less distinct. The columns, steps, and inner statue of Lincoln might be flattened or less visible. Circulated coins typically show many contact marks, scratches, and surface imperfections. The 1969 D penny you're featuring likely has small nicks or abrasions from years of passing through pockets, wallets, counters, and coin machines. The color of a circulated penny from this year can vary. It may appear dark brown, reddish brown, or even show small signs of corrosion in areas where it has been exposed to moisture. This is common for copper alloy coins that have been circulating for decades. The edges of the coin may appear smooth or slightly worn down. This natural rim wear occurs as coins collide with hard surfaces over time, gradually softening the originally sharp edges the mint produced. Collectors often appreciate circulated examples because they show a real, living history of everyday use. The 1969 D penny is a perfect example of a coin that has traveled across countless hands and transactions throughout many years. In circulated condition, The luster of the coin, the shine that appears when freshly minted, is typically worn away. Instead, the coin may have a matte, dull, or dark surface that reflects its long life in public use. Despite the wear, many important design elements remain visible. Lincoln's profile, the lettering, and the memorial are still identifiable, which is why circulated coins are still useful for collectors completing date and mint mark sets. The 1969 D penny belongs to the era when cents were made of a mostly copper alloy. This gives them a more durable and solid feel compared to the later zinc-based pennies introduced in 1982. Many copper pennies survive decades with moderate but acceptable wear. The surface of the coin may show small pits or uneven texture in some areas. This is often caused by environmental exposure or contact with rough surfaces, gradually altering the appearance of the metal. Even though circulated coins are not considered high-value pieces, they still hold educational and historical value. They teach new collectors how to grade coins and recognize the difference between conditions such as good, fine, and extremely fine. The 1969 D penny's reverse includes the inscription United States of America and the motto E pluribus unum, both of which may show minor signs of fading in a circulated example. The denomination 1 cent usually remains bold unless the coin is very heavily worn. Sometimes circulated copper pennies display darker regions or uneven tone due to oxidation. This toning is natural and often seen on older pennies. While it may reduce shine, it also gives the coin character and uniqueness. Many common coins like the 1969 D penny can appear in varying degrees of circulated condition, from lightly worn to heavily aged. Your coin's circulated quality places it in the middle of this scale, showing clear signs of age but still retaining key details. Looking closely, you might notice small scratches or marks across Lincoln's portrait. These are the result of the coin rubbing against other metal surfaces repeatedly over many years of use. The Lincoln memorial on the reverse may still have identifiable columns, but the sharpness will likely be reduced. Coins in circulation often develop flattened designs, especially on the raised architectural features. Even though circulated coins may not draw high prices, they serve a purpose in numismatic history. Every coin tells a story of American commerce, and the 1969 D penny represents an era when copper cents were still a major part of everyday spending. Over time, coins accumulate dirt, oils, or residue, which is another reason circulated coins often appear darker or stained. These marks reflect the environments the coin has passed through over many decades. Collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents often appreciate variations in condition, as they illustrate how long-term use affects the details and surfaces of the coin. A circulated 1969 D penny is a great example of natural wear and aging. The weight of the coin, originally around 3.11 grams, may feel slightly lighter if heavily worn, but generally remains close to the mint specification. This copper-based composition helps the coin remain sturdy even after many years. While circulation reduces a coin's grade, it increases its story. A well-worn penny reveals its history through every mark, dent, and faded detail. This is part of what makes collecting circulated coins appealing to many hobbyists. The obverse rim around the date and lettering may be slightly reduced or uneven due to years of circulation. Such rim wear is common and does not affect the identification of the coin. The coin surfaces may contain light corrosion or verdigris spots, especially around the edges or deeper recessed areas. These are normal signs of environmental exposure in circulated copper coins. Even with wear, the 1969 D penny remains an essential piece for those building a full Lincoln Memorial collection, as it represents both a historical period and a specific mint location within the series. A circulated example like yours is a reminder of how coinage ages naturally over time. It shows aging honestly and authentically, which is helpful for new collectors learning to identify circulated grades. When looking at the coin under light, you may see areas where the copper surface appears slightly smoother due to decades of friction. This smoothness is a typical characteristic of circulated copper cents. Despite not being a rare or high-priced coin, the 1969 D penny still holds sentimental and educational value. It represents the everyday use of American currency during the late 1960s and beyond. This penny is part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series, one of the most collected coin series in the world. Even circulated examples contribute to understanding the evolution of U.S. coinage. Finally, your circulated condition 1969 D penny captures the true spirit of everyday American history. It has traveled far, survived decades, and remains a small but meaningful piece of numismatic heritage worth appreciating.